Like once you find
Yeah.
your niche, you're gonna have to refine it anyways in like a year or two because it
Yeah, that's
changes.
funny, man. Yeah, that's funny
Yeah.
how quickly like things change, like especially on YouTube. It's different. There's a lot of YouTubers that get burnt out doing the same thing, and then it changes, and then they end up like doing something that
Like
totally,
playing video games now.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man. I know, who was it that somebody became a cop or something? One of the moto
Yummy. I
vloggers.
think Yummy
Yeah,
R6. Yeah, I
is he
follow
still
him.
doing that? Is he
Uh,
still doing that?
I think he's. I don't know if he's vlogging anymore, but I was following him in the when he was in the police cadets, and,
Yeah,
and I thought that was cool. I mean, it's public service,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah,
Good for
yeah.
you.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was funny, like the contrast between like the stuff he used to do, like wheelies down the street while
Yep.
and whatnot, and then
Yep.
like, oh, cool, now you want to be a cop? That's cool, man.
Yep.
That's awesome. Maybe maybe there's something changed in him, and he's
Yeah,
just like, I want to
he
do
he,
good.
he might have had something too, where like you and I, we had our
Hmm.
own little thing. He probably had something, and I think that's what a lot of. And I don't even think it's the age thing. I think it's when you first join this community, like the first year or two, when you're just like, man, this is fun. Pinning it, going stupid. Enjoying the rush of dodging things like it's a video game.
Hmm.
I think that's just the first year or two of people,
Right,
and that there's stats that are involved where the first year or two, that's when most people crash. And
right.
I don't think it's necessarily the lack of training. I think it's the mindset that people have.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I was safe after my second year. I was a lot safer, but I had no real training. It's because I toned it down,
Hmm.
and I'm sure that's something that happened with you.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got training though, right? I mean, you said you got full leathers. It looks like you got some crazy bikes. Um, did you say you did some track days and stuff, or do you
Yeah.
do? Yeah,
Hmm.
okay. So you got
Yeah.
you got track or were they
Yeah.
lessons
I,
or
I I raced for a year when
okay?
I first started. Yeah. So that's kind of what got me to love like the speed of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I joined the army, and then I moved out here, and nobody was riding the way I liked to ride. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody, those guys were like track guys or something. But I had met somebody. He posted a video locally, and I was like, hey, that's who I want to ride with.
Okay.
That's this guy's he's trying to become a local. He's actually really really fast now.
How do
He's
you
like a
like to
local.
ride at that moment? Like, did you like to ride fast? Did you? Okay.
Yeah. So at that moment, I did. I love to be in the canyons, away from cars, away
Mm-hmm.
from other obstacles. Just being alone out there. I feel like that style of riding it doesn't belong on the streets. But if you're gonna do it, go somewhere far.
Yeah.
Right. I used to ride at this place. It used to take me an hour and a half to get there. But when I would get there, that's when I would open up the bike and really just push myself a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody was doing that until I found my buddy Tony, and then it was just kind of like, oh, cool, I'm gonna hang out with you now because you have the same mentality where we go out in the middle of nowhere and do, whatever wheelies,
Mm-hmm.
canyon carving, and yeah, that's what a lot of people get. They watch my videos, and I don't think they understand that I've been riding for so long, and I've been to so many track days that I have that ability, I have that skill,
Mm-hmm.
a 80 around the corner for me, that's like a 30 would be like a 35, 40 for somebody else. And they're
Yeah.
like, that's fast. And I'm like, I'm in control the whole time. And,
Yeah.
I get a lot of backlash, and I tell them like, I'm actually in control the whole time. It's maybe the angle of the video you can't see,
Oh
or
yeah,
something,
I get
for
that
YouTube,
too. I get that
right?
when I have my hand off and I film, like I'm
Hmm.
talking. Well, I talk. I'm Italian. I talk with my hands. Oh, he is. But
Okay.
I talk with my hand. But when I ride, kind of like how you're saying, is when you go out of your way to get into an area, I literally pick an area where it's a straight line, and
Hmm.
it's like at 9 in the morning, so everyone's at work during the
Yeah.
weekday, and there's 3 lanes, and I'm doing it with one
Yeah.
hand. So to
Yeah.
me, I reduce the risk, like you're reducing the risk with your
Exactly.
training. So
And I
I
don't
get
like I
that
don't
too,
go
man.
out there like filming the slow stuff, nobody wants to watch the slow action, right?
Yeah.
But I actually, like, before I even post up like that first summer video of me in the canyon, is like, I'm actually out there like 2 or 3 weeks before learning the road, right? Every
Yeah.
like some one time I was training my friend. He got they're like, man, why is that kid so fast at the track? It's his first track day, and he was doing like 2 minute laps. 2 minutes is fast for the track we go to.
Yeah.
I was like, that's because I spent like a month with him in the canyons, learning about apexes, learning about when to brake, getting slowly faster to a point where like, okay, now you're too fast to be at the canyons. Let's take it to the track and see what you can really do. And
Okay.
even his first lap, it was like he was slow. And then I said, hey, remember when you remember those turns that we used to practice at the canyons? You kind of just want to develop that here, except here it's like you can go a lot faster and it's a lot safer.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, man, I couldn't catch that kid.
He got better than you.
Yeah, dude. And like one day, and I'm like, you bastard. So yeah, man, I think as YouTubers we have a responsibility to at least give a little bit of background or some just some truth,
Yeah.
to what it is. I put out this canyon carving video, and this guy's like, I really appreciate the fact that this in this video you made it a point that it's not a race.
Yeah.
Right. There's no trophy at the end. And then at the end of the day, all anybody wants to do is just have fun and go home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember that comment, and I'm like, okay, great. Somebody got something out of this video. That was my point from the beginning of that video to the end. It was like, wear gear, have fun, don't push yourself.
Yeah,
Right?
especially out in the canyons, man. The only two consequences you can have is you go home or you don't. I mean, that's it. At the track, you got all this, runoff. You have, everything. You probably have EMS standing by. So I mean, it's just so much better to just go to the track, and it's probably, I mean, it's pretty cheap though, right? If you just get a track day, comparatively,
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna So that's another thing I touched in one of my track day tutorials is, yes, it's expensive, but if you're a person who doesn't find enjoyment or get enjoyment from riding to like the local coffee shop or whatever anymore, it's okay. So you think about the gas you're gonna save from doing those rides.
Yeah.
Okay, or then the gas you're gonna save from doing group rides, because group rides are never fun. Not for me anyway. Because
for me
they're
too.
slow. Yeah, they're slow. There's too many people. There's too many things that could go wrong. Okay, so you're saving money there, and then you're saving money on insurance, right? If you take off insurance, because most insurance companies don't cover track time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, you'd have to call your individual insurance and ask them. I know that some insurances do because they consider it a class.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So some of them just don't. They're just, no, tracks, that's where you crash. We don't.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird.
Yeah. So I told who was it? Well, so anyway, back to my point is I think the cost outweighs the benefits. Like you're gonna spend $300 to $350 out here in Washington for one track day, but you're gonna learn a lot more. You're gonna know where your limits are. If you want to crash, you can crash there, and you'll meet a lot of cool people who are willing to show you, what you're doing. You just have to be open, man.